Why is it transphobic to question anything a trans person does, but whenever a lesbian says they don't want to fuck guys or chicks with dicks, they're immediately labeled a vagina fetishist and shamed by the trans community?
Would you agree that men and women have fundamental differences in the brain?
How many gayers have to get launched off of rooftops or stoned to death, in the bad way, mind, before you admit that Islam isn't just a problem, but is fucking gunning for you? Not because you're a transgender lesbian, because, well, you're not, are you? But I'm sure they don't take kindly to transvestites either.
Seeing as there are differences between the genes of men and women, do you also believe that someone can be transracial?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Or trans species? Also, if you got a molded replica of your penis made, then had that surgery where they invert your penis into a vagina, if you stuck the replica into your vagina, do you think the veins would line up and snap into place like a Chinese lock?
Nice.
Do you get annoyed if video games don't let you play as gender-neutral characters? I mean, if you do, there's always Tetris.
Hello, Riley Dennis, the liberal hammer here. And boy, do I have a question for you. Now, I am a homosexual man. This means that I am attracted to other men, and yes, that includes the dick. It's part of the package. Now, according to your logic, my sexual attraction, because I don't want to stick my dick in a trans man who has a vagina, I am transphobic. That means you think that my sexual orientation is wrong. And you have insisted that, you know, gay men should just try it. So that also means then that you believe that our sexual orientation is a choice. Alright? Now, where have we heard this argument before? Of course, from the religious right. So my question to you, Riley Dennis, is, do you realize that you actually are just as homophobic as the religious right? Just some food for thought. Peace out.
So Riley, as you identify as an intersectional feminist,
I'm a dog lover, technology lover, loud and proud intersectional feminist.
How do you also identify as trans if you don't believe that gender roles should exist? Surely to see yourself as trans is to identify your social behaviours with that of the opposite sex, otherwise, how would you identify as trans in the first place? To clarify, my question is, if gender social roles are something you don't agree with, Riley, why are you essentially conforming to them?
How do you equate the rare, harmful, debilitating genetic abnormalities that are intersex to being a new or third sex, despite the fact that they have no new sexual function and most do not function sexually at all? Also, how does the genetic flaw of intersex justify people who are not intersex claiming they are a third, non-binary sex based on how they feel? How someone feels does not change their biology. Why, when we discuss science and biology, do you discuss feelings?
How's it going, everyone? The white YouTuber here. Riley, the transgender suicide rate is approximately 0.8 in every 100 people. The only thing that's comparable to that is the Jewish people under Nazi regime. So I ask you, are transgender people going through more today than the Jews did under Nazi regime, living in Austria and Germany? Thanks.
Riley, why do you support the claim of someone that does not have gender dysphoria that they are transsexual? You yourself are a straight, intact male with no dysphoria who claims to be trans. Do you think this in any way minimizes the very real struggle from legitimate trans people whom have a very real mental disorder that makes them uncomfortable in their own skin, when people like you wear the mantle as nothing more than a fashion statement?
Riley, why do you force your belief that you're transgender onto other people and then expect them to respect you and praise you and love on you and rally behind you? And furthermore, why do you label them as transphobic if someone doesn't care that you're transgender or don't think that you're transgender, and you label someone a transphobic if they don't like you as an individual because you're a douche canoe?
Riley frickin' Dennis. Alright, my question is, if in your view, accepting the myriad genders that you propose, and their exhaustive list of pronouns, is about acceptance of those that are different, with different views, then why are you and yours so intolerant of those with different views to your own?
How can you feel like something you've never been? If you're a man who feels like a woman, how do you know you don't actually feel like a man is supposed to feel? Seems far more reasonable than you being able to feel something you've never experienced.
Riley, when you talk about Islam, I can definitely understand why you would want to protect those who are being attacked by anti-Muslim bigots. However, can't you understand why people might have a problem with people like yourself defending Islam, or at least downplaying the more violent aspects of the religion? Or at least understand why people might be interpreting it that way? Especially considering the human rights abuses of these Islamic countries, which are backed by their interpretation of Islam. And while you might think that they are wrong, the clerics, the rulers, and even a vast majority of the people will be the first to tell you that this is Islam and that this has happened in order to defend Islam and to appease Allah. And before you say that's their culture, then pray tell me what has influenced that culture. If you take away the religious aspect of it, what exactly do you have left of that culture? Because remember, this culture has been influenced by Islamic rule for centuries. Again, I can definitely understand wanting to protect innocent Muslims from bigots, and I would support you in doing that. However, don't you think it's possible to criticise and point out anti-Muslim bigotry and those who want to ban the faith and the burqa, and also at the same time criticise the political ideology as well as just the religion that does preach violence, sexism and homophobia? And I suppose I'll add another question to that as well. Do you think Islam is a religion of peace?
Hey Justin, since feminists like dictionary definitions, I want to ask you a question. Using the following dictionary definitions, I am wondering how you, a heterosexual, white, male, feel you are oppressed.
Hello everyone, before I ask my question, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the creators who were involved in today's collaboration. Yes, it was short notice, but it was well worth the effort. The link will be in the description for all of these channels, so make sure you go check them out. And here are my questions for Riley. Riley, you say you're trans, but you also say that you don't suffer from gender dysphoria. Do you plan on going through sex change surgery? Would you ever consider debating Blair White or someone else from the skeptic anti-SJW community? And why would you advocate for the First Amendment when you believe there's such thing as hate speech? Food for thought. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching today. Hopefully we can get Riley to respond to this, although I seriously fucking doubt it. Make sure you go check out these guys. I've been the irate bear, and I'll see you next time. Peace.